Hi, I'm Rowdy Bolen, and I'm an owner here at Bolen Vineyards in Smyre, Texas. We grow Merlot and Malbec wine grapes, and we sell those to Messina Hoff Winery in the Bryan College Station area. So I'm not the first person in my family to be involved in agriculture. My great-grandparents, grandparents, were ranchers, and so I grew up in ag. But this is the first vine crop that's been a part of our family. The way we got introduced to wine grapes was we visited a friend of ours in Plains. His name is Neil Newsom. He's one of the I guess the iconic guys that grows wine grapes. He does a great job here in this area, and we went and visited his place, and then we went and visited another vineyard here just south of Smyre, about 5 miles, called Martin Vineyard, and we saw what they were doing, kind of got involved, went to a couple of classes and some workshops and things like that, and visited Neil's grape days, and really got involved and started visiting with people about what it was like to grow grapes, what they do, what kind of irrigation systems they have, what varieties they're growing, and really trying to learn quite a bit before we planted a grape. And I think that was probably the best experience for us, because instead of just jumping in and planting something that we didn't know anything about, then we really did our homework and tried to figure out what we needed to do. The climate really is fantastic for this area. The elevation is really good. We sit at about 3,800 feet above sea level, and we get a lot of good warm afternoon days like today where it's 98, 99 degrees. And then it cools down into the 60s in the evening, and that really helps our wine grapes. So this climate really is a fantastic area to grow grapes. Plus, wine grapes take water, but they don't take a whole lot of water, even though this year has kind of been an anomaly. We kind of work with it, but the sunlight is absolutely perfect. We need a lot of heat units to be able to mature the grapes at a proper level. The first year we planted was a wet year. It was 2010. The second year we planted was 2011, and it was a drought, and it was a noticeable drought. We had to redo our irrigation because the plants weren't getting enough water. The way that we had done them in the years past wasn't working, and so we went from above ground drip to underground drip, and we put the water system closer to the plant, and just to try to mitigate our losses. We didn't want to try to lose any plants due to the drought, and the underground drip next to the plant was probably the most beneficial thing we can do, because we can put the water next to the grapes' roots, and also put out fertilizer through our drip tape as well. And so we're not losing any water to evaporation, and we're not watering the weeds, and we're certainly not giving the weeds any fertilizer. Wine grapes, they take about a quarter of what cotton would take as far as water goes. And so we feel like we're very well adjusted and very well ready to be able to handle that. We haven't watered this entire year, which has been kind of crazy, to be honest. Whereas we watered, once every 2 weeks for 8 hours, just trying to put an inch of water out and make sure the plant had sufficient water. My wife and I are very proud to have this wine grape vineyard. Both of us come from agriculture backgrounds, families and generations that have been involved in raising sheep, cattle, goats, and growing crops and gardens and things like that at their homesteads. And so it's nice to be able to provide wine grapes for an industry that's really beginning to really take root and shape, and we're really proud to be able to put something in a bottle, and exactly where it's coming from. It's not like I can go to Jibo's and pick up a pair of jeans and know that it's made with the cotton that it comes from, but with our wine grapes, it has our name on it, and you're very proud to be able to take that to your family, your family reunion, or take it home for Christmas or Thanksgiving and say, hey, here we go. This is from our vineyard.